Facebook world, YouTube world, you have stumbled into Kari's Corner. I am so happy to have you here. I think my camera is a little reversed and they showed me how to, let's see, it should be right now. Tracy can message me if I'm right. Hopefully you're seeing everything straight and you can read the sign behind me. I don't know. This Restream software switches around my camera sometimes. So I hope everyone is having a great day. It's February. We made it. We made it. January sometimes can just seem like the longest month. You're coming down after that like holiday excitement and the new year, and you've made all your New Year's resolutions and you're going to the gym. And by the end of January, like 55% of people have given up on their New Year's resolutions, and we're just trying to make it through January. So good news. We made it. Yay. One down, 11 months to go. Is 2023 going to be the year that you make it to your American dream coming over to the U.S.? I hope so. And on behalf of Worldwide HealthStaff Solutions, they also hope that 2023 is your year to come to the U.S. as well. Good morning. Good morning to all of my nurse aides. Good morning to everyone. Always pop in the chat where you're watching from. I love to see that. If you want to pop in the chat, if you've made New Year's resolutions and you're still sticking to them, that's always fun for me to see. But if you've kind of given up and eaten, 10 or 15 chocolate eclairs in your resolution to eat healthy, that's okay. Me too. But so excited to have everyone here. And while you're joining in and telling me where you're from, we're going to start with some February fun facts. February is one of my favorite months not because it's Valentine's Day. No. I am a firm believer in showing love every day. Okay. But is the English exams for nurse aides? Hello. Okay. I promise you, I'm going to get to that when everybody hops on. So I will answer your nurse aides question. Never fear. But February fun facts. February is one of my favorite months because it is the month that my wonderful husband was born. Yes. Shout out to the world. Shout out to my husband. He's so silly. And still looks forward to his birthday like a little kid. And it's just the sweetest, most endearing thing. But my husband, special as he is, had to make himself even more special. He is a leap year baby. Yeah, that's right. February 29th. The probability of being born on February 29th is 1 in 1,461. Do I have any other leap year babies out there? Anybody else born on February 29th? In the United States, 0.07% of the population has a leap year birthday. So of course it makes my husband feel extra special. When you look up leap year babies, people always ask, well, when do you celebrate your birthday? Do you celebrate it on the 28th or the 1st? And of course, my husband, loving his birthday, chooses both days. He gets a celebration on both days. So I look forward to leap year because that's the year he actually only gets one birthday. So tons of fun. I do see in our chat that Tracy is, happy birthday to you, Prince. It's your birthday month too. Yeah, February borns. But answering that nurse aides question, you are not required to take an English exam. But we do recommend that everyone, nurse aides, you will get to participate in our free language course. Coordinated by yours truly. So when you get to stage, it's called 9B, prior to your embassy interview, you'll hear from me directly. You'll get an email from me directly to join our free course. So yes, nurse aides, you don't have to take an English exam, but I do like to prepare you for one should you choose to take one. And finally, your final, I can't let this day go by. It's February 2nd, and countries all over the world have some of the funniest and weirdest ways to celebrate. In the US, we have what's called Groundhog Day. That's right. That little critter you see staring at you is the most famous living being in the United States today. His name is Punxsutawney Phil, and he predicts the weather. Isn't that so weird? So random. We rely on a groundhog to predict our weather. It started in 1886 in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. So if I have any nurses or nurse aides going to Pennsylvania, you'll want to take a trip up to Punxsutawney and check this out. They bring him out and the little groundhog, Phil. And if he sees his shadow, that means we have 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't see his shadow, which I haven't checked yet, it's pretty cloudy here. So I don't know if Phil would see a shadow or anything today. Don't know what the weather's like in Pennsylvania. But if he doesn't see his shadow, it means an early spring. So me not being a fan of cold weather, I always hope that he does not see his shadow. But fun fact, Punxsutawney Phil is his accuracy is 39%. So over the years, since 1887, he's been correct 39% of the time, which is actually 2% higher than our nationwide meteorology average. So the groundhog is right more often than the meteorologist, the human meteorologist on TV. And then finally, your fun fact for Phil is that in 1886, they used to eat them on Groundhog's Day. They would eat Phil, which is crazy to me. Look at that face. Look at that little face. How could you eat that little guy? But apparently he tastes like a cross between pork and chicken. So we don't eat Phil anymore. Phil is very revered and respected. Don't know which Phil we're on. Groundhogs live on average 6 to 8 years. So there's your fun fact. So here in the United States, if you get a chance, if you want to practice your reading today, Google Punxsutawney Phil, Google Groundhog's Day, and you're going to find a lot of news articles here in the United States that are written right now today talking about Phil. Tons of fun. So let's go ahead and get started with what our topic is for today. I have a lot of you out there who are reviewing, and you're reviewing on your own. You might even be enrolled in our 4-week course, or you've already taken the 4-week course and you're getting ready to take your exam, and you're like, what do I do? Where do I go? What should I be looking at? So what I've done for you is I have looked at the top review tools for the top 4 exams. And those top 4 exams that I'm going to look at today are the TOEFL, the IELTS, the PTE, and the OET. So if you're taking any of the exams, or you're interested in taking any of these exams, today's show, definitely for you. We're going to be looking at review materials and the best review materials out there. Okay? So let's start with the TOEFL. The TOEFL has the worst reputation for being the most difficult exam. Okay? And it is. I'm not going to lie to you. It is. It's difficult for many reasons. It's difficult because a majority of it is academic English, right? It's a test that's really created to test your readiness or your English proficiency prior to coming to an American-based university. So it's academic language, university level language. That's why when you listen, it's going to be a lot of lectures. It's going to be a lot of college student conversations. So that can make the TOEFL a little daunting, but these are the best resources that I've found for the TOEFL. Obviously, you can go to ets.org. That's the home of the TOEFL. That's the educational testing system. That's who created the TOEFL. They created a lot of other exams, the TOEIC, the GRE, the Praxis. So make sure you're navigating to the right exam. But ets.org is the home of the TOEFL, and you're going to find a lot of great materials on there. However, a lot of them you have to purchase, and review materials are not cheap. They are not cheap. I am here to tell you that. You're going to spend 40 to 50 to 60 American dollars on a book. So speaking of books, I do have a copy. I have a PDF copy. I'm not sure if it's totally kosher, but I found it online. So hopefully it's a PDF copy of the 6th edition of the official guide for the TOEFL. So I do have that PDF copy, and I pull from that copy, my personal copy, when I'm making practice test questions. So if you're looking for information or you want kind of a snippet of what that book looks like, shoot me an email. Happy to send it to you. But as far as websites go, there's a website called youpractice.net, youpractice.net. And what I love about this site is it offers really great speaking practice and speaking feedback for free. All of the sites that I'm going to give you today are free. They're at no cost to you. I am a very cheap person. So if it's free, it's for me. All right. What's my email, Prince? My email is going to be at the very end of this presentation. Don't you worry. The next site that I have for you is called TOEFL.learnwithadam.com. And when you go to this website, you'll see something that pops up called Barron's TOEFL IBT. And this site gives you access to countless practice tests. But the listening sections, the caveat with this, the listening sections aren't timed exactly correct. So you'll want to make sure you keep your own time as you're taking this practice test. But that is a great site to log in and take practice tests, okay? Practice tests, very important. While I'm talking about practice tests, I know so many people, when I reach out to them or they reach out to me and I say, what are you doing to review? And 99.9% of the time, people are saying, oh, I'm watching YouTube videos. Okay. YouTube videos are great, but let's pretend that you are training for a 5K. That's a run, 5 kilometers, right? It's a little over 3 miles. You're training for a 5K. Are you going to watch a YouTube video about how to train for the 5K and say that you're training for the 5K? Or are you actually going to get out there and run? You're actually going to get out there and get your endurance up. You're going to work. You're going to have to work every day, or at least 3 days a week, to make it 5K, to get your time down in a 5K. Whatever it is watching a YouTube video going to improve your performance on a 5K? Nope, it's not. The answer to that is no. YouTube does not have that telepathy to embed in you what they're talking about, or embed in your muscles, your bones, everything you need to be healthy to run a 5K. It's the same thing for practicing these tests. Watching YouTube does not count as practicing. Now, there's some great YouTube sites out there that are going to give you some great tips and tricks and advice, but you've got to put that into practice. You've got to apply those tips and those tricks. And so the sites that I'm giving you today all have free practice exams. All of them have free practice exams. And the only way you're going to improve your score is to take practice exams. I cannot stress that enough. Not just taking these practice exams, but take timed practice exams. Go back and look and see what you can do better. Oh, look at that. It just popped up on the screen right there. That was really cool, Tracy. So that's my advice. And that's what I'm going to keep hitting home with the whole time today, because so many of you out there are like, but Ma'am Kari, I'm watching YouTube videos. That's not going to do it. Not enough. I'm here to tell you, it's not enough. It's not going to hack it. So moving on, let's talk about the IELTS. The IELTS is probably the most common test that all of our nurses take. And it's accepted not in all 50 states. The TOEFL's in all 50 states. The IELTS is not in all 50 states. It's close though. But as far as the IELTS is concerned, you've got www.ielts.org. That's the home of the IELTS. That's where it lives. You're going to find same thing as TOEFL. You're going to find resources on there. You might have to pay for them, and they're not cheap. So thanks to the World Wide Web, we have free sites. And so I'm going to put a plug in for, I don't know this person, but like I said, I did my research and tried to find the best sources for you to practice. IELTSLiz.com. IELTSLiz.com is free. She does have a few things that you can purchase, like ebooks. However, she is a teacher. She's been a teacher since 2008, specifying like in ESL, or English as a second language. She has a YouTube channel as well, but remember, that's not practicing. That's not practicing. That's just good for tips and tricks, right? Just like watching me right now. You cannot count this as your practice time. This is just Kari's corner bonding time. Okay. But talking about IELTSLiz.com, she's a teacher. She's got tons of resources. And what I love about her website is it's genuinely that. She just genuinely wants to help you get better on the IELTS. She wants to prepare you to get better. There's not a bunch of pop-ups and ads and things that she's trying to sell. It is straight to the point. She has a great site. So I don't know if IELTS Liz is ever going to watch this, but IELTS Liz, you've got a great resource right there. Thank you for making it free to everyone. Tracy has got this pop-up thing down. Shout out to our marketing guy, Tracy. You guys have no idea how amazing he is. The next site that I want to talk about is IELTS Buddy. This is a very, very common site, IELTS Buddy. It's very popular. However, it is one of those that has a lot of pop-ups. Lots of ads on there, right? However, if you click the X enough, you're going to get to some really great practice resources. Lots of practice tests. What I really love is they provide a lot of writing samples for you to look at, which a lot of people that I know, writing kind of falls to the wayside. A lot of people are like, I just need the 6.5 overall. But there are some states that require a 6.5 in every category. So writing is still very, very important. So IELTSBuddy.com, great choice. And then finally, you've got Magoosh. I just like saying that, Magoosh. IELTS, I think, is in the process of purchasing this site and making it one of its own. So this site is actually endorsed by IELTS. They've given it the thumbs up. And it has a lot of useful tools on there as well. Lots of practice tests. Again, some things you can purchase, but a lot of free materials to help you be successful on the IELTS. So along with website reviews, I do have a couple of apps. So for those of you, I'm a big fan of, it's called Duolingo. I know Babbel's another one that's out there, but IELTS has specific test prep apps that you can download to your phone. One of them is called just IELTS Prep app. It's available for iOS and Android. And then you've got IELTS Test Pro. IELTS Test Pro gives you access to free practice tests. You've got flashcards, score reports with detailed analytics. It tracks your performance. A really, really great option if you are a practicer on the go. And I know all of my nurses and nurse aides are on the go. We are always on the go. So having something on your phone to practice and actively practice, not watch YouTube videos, is a really, really great thing. Really, really great tool. So those are two free apps that you can download that I found to be pretty good. So let's move on to the PTE. So I'm excited because we actually do have a guest next show from the Pearson PTE. Really, really excited to have her on the show. She's got some great resources that she's going to talk about. But for today, I'm going to talk about what I've found. Of course, she's going to promote the PTE app. It's called PTE Academic Official Practice. It's available in Google Play and Apple App Store. So really great, put out there by the PTE, very, very helpful for review. But if you're looking to get off of Pearson PTE, obviously pearsonpte.com is going to have sources. But this site has everything packed into one free platform. That's ptestudy.net. Everything is there. You do have to register to create an account, but it's free. Everything on that site is free. Super, super, super cool. Really great site, ptestudy.net. The other one is ptemagicpractice.com. I love how there's so many of these sites out there that they have to get really creative with their names. Magic Practice. But this website is also free. You do have to register and create an account. They use, just like the PTE uses AI or artificial intelligence to score their tests. This site also uses a lot of AI to score your practice tests for you. So yet another PTE, ptemagicpractice.com is a great source for the Pearson PTE. But I'm very anxious to see what our guest has to say next week about all of the things that she's going to suggest for all of my PTE takers out there. I know the PTE is it's a hot test right now. A lot of people are like, but I just want to take the PTE. So she's going to be on the show next week, and I'm super excited to have her. So make sure you're tuning in next week too. And then finally, my final review today is for the OET, and that's the occupationenglishtest.org. That's the home for the OET. And I just love the OET. I do. I think the OET is such a great test because the OET takes the time to focus on grammar. Yay! I love focusing on grammar. It's the English teacher in me. So some OET websites. To be honest, I found really just one other good website if you're taking the OET, and that's called E2 or e2language.com. E2language.com is actually a great resource for all of the tests, but it does have practice exams for the OET. The OET is not as popular. It's probably the least common of the 4 tests that I've gone over today, but it's still a great test, and it's geared towards healthcare professionals, doctors and nurses specifically. But E2 has plenty of free resources, plenty of free practice exams. Let's see. They also offer discounted materials as well. Adela put the IELTS information as we have done for the TOEFL. I think we did. Yeah, the IELTS information is if you scroll up in the chat, it's definitely it's on there. We have Tracy has done a great job of keeping up today, and his little fingers are just going putting all of the websites. So if you scroll up in the chat, Adela, those sites are there for you. But in regards to the OET, honestly, the best resource for practice is the OET website. It is. So it is the most expensive test to take, but everything on their website has its free review materials. They're not charging you for all of their review materials because they're making enough money when you pay to take their exam. But their review materials on their website are free, and it's a really, really great website. It really is. It's very healthcare worker oriented and healthcare worker user friendly. So I'm putting a plug in for the OET's home website here because they've done such a great job. You have an app that you can download for the OET called MedCity OET. This app was designed in India, but it gives you access to video, audio, and text resources for the OET listening, reading, writing, and speaking. There is also an OET grammar video series, which I told you guys, the English teacher in me is getting nerded out over here. Love me some grammar. Grammar points that required for the OET writing and the OET speaking. So MedCity OET is the app that I would recommend you download if you're planning on taking the OET. So great resource there. Fantastic, wonderful resource there. All right, so those are the 4 exams. Those are my honest review of the best sites out there for all of those wonderful things. And again, I want to remind you, I put this in pink and a sparkly slide because I want you to know watching videos is not practicing. It's not. Print uses the MedCity. That's a good one. See, look at that. Look at that. We got an endorsement right there in the chat. Thank you for letting everybody know about that. But again, watching videos, not practicing. You've got to take practice exams. That's the only way. And I understand a lot of you are like, but Kari, I don't have time to take a full practice exam. Because if you think about it, if it's something that's important to you, you're going to make the time for it. For example, I have friends who are runners and they train for, I'm not talking like a 5K, they're training for like marathons. And people who are training for marathons have to carve out hours in their day to run because they know it's important and it's the only way they're going to get better. So if once a week, let's say that, 3 days a week, you take 45 minutes and you take a timed practice reading exam, or you take a timed writing exam, or you take a timed listening exam. Speaking is very easy to practice. You speak. You talk. You think in English. You have to speak it. And it's one of those things that just watching a video or watching Netflix, watching Stranger Things in English, that's not going to help you get better at speaking. Okay. You have to speak. You've got to designate time to speak. And if you're working on speaking, you should be doing that every single day. Every single language app out there is usually trying to get you to practice every single day. I know my Duolingo pops up every day. Do you have 5 minutes to practice? Yes. If this is important to me, I'm going to make 5 minutes to practice my Spanish. I feel like I'm not getting better, but my husband says I am. So we'll see. But same thing with these tests. You have to make this a priority. And I know, I get it. We've got moms out there, dads out there. A lot of you are supporting your family members. You are working double, triple shifts. You're exhausted. I understand. I get it. We at Worldwide, we understand. We get it. However, I'm going to use an American expression here. The ball is in your court. It's a basketball expression. I used to coach basketball. The ball is in your court, meaning you are the only one who has control over the English exam and passing the English exam. You have to do that. We are here. We're here to support you. Worldwide has hired me specifically to support you, to create things, to find things. That's what Kari's Corner is for, to put information out there to help you on your journey, to help you practice, to help you prepare. But like I said, the ball's in your court. You are in control of how much time you dedicate to practicing. So if anything, start February with a dedicated practice schedule and stick to it. Don't let this be like my New Year's resolution where on day 3, I was eating chocolate eclairs. Okay. This is an important thing. You've got to pass the right English exam to get over here to the US because we want you here. We don't just want you here. We need you here. Okay. Thank you again, Tracy. All applicants are eligible for our free language course. I can't tell you how many invitations I send out and they're simply declined. People just don't want to do it. That's fine. You're more than welcome to practice on your own. I am not offended. However, I am here when you're ready to practice and when you're ready to ask for that extra dose of help before you take your exam. Okay. RNs, you'll hear from me starting in stage 4. Sometimes as early as 3. Mary Joyce, great question. If you're an RN, your case manager will add you to my class. The class goes every 4 weeks. So I just started a class. I just sent out a whole bunch of invitations. The next class will start on February 28th. This class just began. So the next one starts on February 28th, but talk to your case manager. Your case manager knows exactly what to do to get you enrolled in my class. If you're a nurse aide, that program for you starts in phase 9B. And we are requiring all of our nurse aides to take this program just because we want you to be as comfortable and as confident as you can be speaking the English language. You don't have to take a test, but I know a lot of nurse aides out there are working on becoming an RN. So you will eventually have to take an English test. So I want to prepare you for that. I want to give you a leg up as a nurse aide to make you stand out in that process. So that's it. That's what I have for you today. If you want to reach out to your case manager about enrolling in the course, I'm super happy to have you. Again, this course is only for current Worldwide HealthStaff candidates. Only for current Worldwide HealthStaff candidates. So once you've accepted a position through Worldwide and our stellar recruitment team, and you get handed over to our amazing case management team, you will be hearing from me. So thank you so much for tuning in today, for stumbling into Kari's Corner. However you found your way in today, I'm so thankful for you, so blessed to have you. Thank you so much. Keep practicing, and remember, don't face the corner, face the world with Worldwide.